Put your arms up. Take up space. You deserve this.
Can you feel it?
I can feel it! Woo! Woo!
I get it. I feel invincible.
You know, it's interesting, as one of the writers, we had to decide if season 3 was going to be just about Pete being on the college tour, because that was certainly one of the ways we could have gone. It is interesting living out of a suitcase. That's the finale of season 2, is that he's gotten all these colleges. But we decided instead to to start the first season at the end of that tour, is that he's come back to New York with like an ego. It's the first thing that we've seen. It's the first time we've seen Pete having an ego, which is a real phenomenon in stand-up. Is there are people that I know that they don't get breaks, they get like sprains. They haven't broken into show business, they've sprained into show business, and they go around acting like something new, like they're like a new person, like don't look me in the eye, because they got like some small bit on TV or whatever it might be. That's a real phenomenon. It sort of unlocks this part of you that was egotistical enough to even want to be a comedian, and then you get this validation, and Pete suddenly has an apartment. That certainly changes the dynamic of our shows, that he has his first apartment, has a little bit of money, so he's not broke, and then he has a little bit of an ego. So that was sort of the driving force of the whole episode, and then he ends up attracting a girlfriend that's attracted to his ego, which I think is really fun, as opposed to like sort of that meek country mouse sweet boy that I like, that we've seen in the first 2 seasons. We now see a Pete in a camouflage G-Star jacket. So on Crashing, we always want to tell stories about stand-up that you're not used to seeing, whether it be like handing out flyers or doing warm-up, or colleges. People weren't even aware that I've talked to, that there are hundreds and hundreds of comedians that you've maybe never heard of that are making very good livings only doing colleges. Some of them only do colleges their whole lives. They found their niche and they do it, and they're happy, and they succeed in that way. So another market like that is the Christian market. And I really have to tip my hat to Jed, is I told him we wanted to do, and he wanted to do the Christian tour. And he had the great idea that I immediately agreed with, which was, the joke will be that it's the greatest tour in the world. You hear that a comedy show is going to do the Christian scene, you think it's going to be like hammy and stupid, and we're going to be making fun of everybody. We went the other way real hard, which was that like it's a wonderful tour. There's just a couple things, understandably, that you can't talk about. But then Pete sort of has this girlfriend who's challenging him to be more honest and more bold, and the comedy scene itself is telling him the same. But the people that are paying his rent are saying, you know, don't talk about this or this or this. Very small things, but he ultimately has to make a choice.